Right, folks, it is Monday. We're going to talk about your math for this week. The first thing is pretty easy if you understand the place value up to the thousandths place, which is really easy because there's only three things you have to remember. So let's quickly review that first. If you like a challenge, I recommend you pausing it. So I'm going to write a number here. 1, 2, 3. So I want you to write this number down. I want you to pause, and I want you to tell me what you think each of these place values are. Okay? And I'm gonna have you pause it and then come back. So I know you paused. I know you tried it on your own. So let's talk about what these are. This one is in the tenths place, and we call it the tenths, th at the end, right? We call it the tenths because you need 10 of these of this number to get to one whole. And as you move across to the right, the numbers are going to follow the same pattern that they do on the left. So if you move to the left, you go from ones. So this is our ones place, right? So we go from here on the left, we go ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, 1,000,000. On the right-hand side of the decimal, it moves with the same pattern because it's moving by 10 as well. But you have to remember to put that TH for tenths. At this stage, all you need to know is to the thousandths place. So this is the tenths place. This is the hundredths place, hundredths, okay, and the thousandths. Okay, and like I said with the tenths place, the reason it's called the tenths place because you need 10 digits here to get you need 10 here to get to one whole. You need 100 here before you get to one whole. So you get 99 hundredths, you get that one more hundredths to get you to 100ths. Now you have one whole. If you have 999 thousandths, you add one more, and that gives you one whole, which is the same as 1,000ths. Okay, so remember tenths, hundredths, thousandths. You have to remember these place values. If you know these place values, what I'm going to show you is incredibly simple and incredibly straightforward. Okay, so the first thing is how to make a decimal from a fraction. How to write each decimal as a fraction. No math required. All you need to understand is what is it? Is what the place value is basically. So let's say we have 0 and 8 hundredths. We have 0 and 8 hundredths. Okay. All you need to do here, because we know what the place value is, so let's just draw a fraction bar. So at the top of the fraction bar, this is called our numerator. So you're going to hear me say numerator a lot. And at the bottom, this is our denominator, okay? You're going to hear this a lot as well. So numerator at the top, denominator at the bottom. Now, all you have to do, this is the hundredths place. So on your denominator, you're going to put that place value here. You have a hundredths place there. And your numerator, your top number, is going to be the number that's here, 8. You have 8 100ths, right? And a quick breakdown of how fractions work. This number at the bottom, the denominator, tells us how many do we need to put in the numerator to make one whole. So in order to make one whole, you need 100 at the top, 100 at the bottom. Okay, so this is 8 hundredths. Now, the same process applies for, let's say we do 0 and 9 tenths. It's in the tenths place. So we're going to go 10. At the top, we're going to put the 9. It's really that simple. If it's in a thousandths place, so we have 0 and 367 thousandths. This is the thousandths place. Put 1,000 here. 367 goes on top. So the place value is determined by the last number. The last number you see will tell you if you're in the tenths place, the hundredths place, or the thousandths place. So you're here, so you have to be able to go from here. And then another thing you have to be able to do is take this the opposite way. So go from a fraction. So if I give you 873 over 1,000, turn this into a decimal. How do we do that? Super easy, super simple. All you need to do, put our 0, put our decimal, and then we write this number, 873. There you go. Now, one thing that you do need to watch out for, one thing you need to be careful for is, let's say we have a number like this, 6 over 100, right? And I say, take this fraction and write it as a decimal. So we know we are going to have 2 digits here, right? We have blank, blank. We have 2 digits that need to be filled, but they only gave us 1. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill in from the furthest first. 6, anything that's left, we're going to put a 0 in there. So let me show you one more time. Let's say we have 24 over 1,000. This is going to be a decimal that is 24 thousandths, right? So we're going to put our 0, put our decimal, and we have 3 place values to fill over 1,000, right? So we're going to go here to the end and start putting in our number. So here we're going to put the 4, here we're going to put the 2, there's an open space, you're going to put the 0. So that might be an easy, that's something you probably want to do every single time just to make sure that you don't need to have that extra 0 in there. So that would be a good practice to keep. So I'm going to give you 2 problems here. Actually, I'll give you 4. I want you to solve them, and I'm going to pause. I want you to pause it, and then put the answer here afterwards. So if you have let's get this down a little bit, and okay, so I want you to pause and give it a shot. So I know you all paused it, gave it a shot. Now I'm going to hop back in. So here we have a number that goes to the thousands place, 203 thousandths. So we're going to write our decimal, 1,000, and we're going to put 203 on top. The next one, 39 hundredths, right? Tens, hundredths, right? So we're going to write 100 as our denominator. 39 goes on top. Now here, we're doing the opposite. We're going from fraction to decimal. We're going to put our 0 in our decimal. This says hundredths. The hundredths is the second place value after the decimal. So let's go ahead and put 2 lines there so that we can put our numbers in. We're going to start from the back. 4, 1. There's no empty spaces. We are good. Okay, same thing here. Put our 0, put our decimal. This is the thousandths place. The thousandths place is the third, goes to the third place after the decimal. And we're going to put in our number. We're going to start here at the right. Okay, 3. Oh, look, we have nothing here. That means we put in zeros. And that is 3 thousandths. So I hope that makes sense. As always, you need help, come in during open Zoom. We're going to continue to go over this during small group time. So I can't wait to get into that there with you guys. Watch the other video. Be prepared to participate. Otherwise, I will ask you to leave to come review this video first before we continue. So have a great day. I'll see you later.